We got the mute. Okay. Thank you, Ogden. Appreciate that. This thing is very touchy. You touch it a little bit and it'll mute you, and then you'll see this. And then that's when they're going to go, oh, Mike. And then I'll go, oh, and then I'll hit it, and then you'll be able to hear me. And it'll be all good to go. So again, they told me this, like, this is very, very sensitive. And so you gotta be gentle and make sure you know where you're touching. Yeah, I know. I was running a little late today. Get used to it. It might happen here or there. It was really just the day. Such a gray day out there. It's just hard to get going. And I just said, let's go. We got to do it. Right? I got to get out and take my walk. You guys know I love to walk. I don't know if I love to walk. I have to walk. Like, that helps me keep my weight down and my blood pressure low. So I got to do it. And it just, if I could tell people one thing, and look, I'm not a workout warrior, but if you work out and you hate working out, but you know it's good for you, just do like 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Just do something. Just take a step. That's what I do. I just get dressed. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get dressed and put all my stuff on, get my shoes on, workout gear, basically sweatshirt, t-shirt, shorts, and then I'll see how I'm feeling. And then once you get dressed, you're thinking, all right, well, I got dressed. I might as well just go out and, let me just go for like a mile. Let me go half a mile. Go out there. And then once you get out there and you're out there, you're like, well, shit, I'm already out here. Might as well go another mile. And then you end up, boom, 4 miles in the books. And you come home and you feel like I did something. I mean, is it a great accomplishment? Is it an incredible workout? No, not, but it works for me. Right? I shoot, when I had my aortic incident, I was probably pushing 300. Now I'm about 265. I lost a lot of weight quick, though. I told people, if you want to lose a lot of weight, like a lot, and you don't mind a little risk, dude, open heart surgery is amazing. Like, it's better than anything that's out there right now. I don't care if you're going keto, South Beach, whatever. If you could find somebody to do like open heart surgery, boom, the weight will fall off. Problem is, you could die. Like there's probably a decent chance you could die if you get it done by an unlicensed doctor. Like, you can't just walk into the doctor's office and say, Doc, I want to lose some weight. Can you crack my ribs open? It's not going to work that way. And there are side effects, right? You got to get a lot of pain medication when you get your ribs cracked open. So when you get home, it's hard to go to the bathroom because everything isn't working like it should work. And that's not fun. I mean, it feels like you're shitting softballs. It's just that's a negative. That's a downside too. But you will lose weight. So I lost a lot of weight, and I'm on meds, all that crap. But I just figured the best way for me to keep my blood pressure down, which is what it's all about for me, is just keep my weight down. So I walk, 4, 5, 6 times a week, and that's what I do. And I don't feel like doing it every day, but like I said, just do something. Get yourself ready to do something. And a lot of times, if you get yourself ready to do something, then you'll just do a little bit of something. And then once you've done a little bit of something, you just say, well, hell, I've already done a little bit of something. I already got a sweat going. Let me just go ahead and finish it up and just do what I'm going to do. And then like, hey, damn, sweet. I did it. You feel good about yourself. I feel good about myself. I feel good about myself when I go for a walk. Again, it's not a massive accomplishment. The downside about walks is they take forever. Like, right, I'd like to be able to run like I used to run. I hate running. Walking, I don't mind. I can listen to a pod. I can listen to my music, stuff like that. But running, I hate. I always hated running. Not sprints. I don't mind sprinting. I didn't mind running bleachers when I was younger, but I hate like jogging. I hated it. So I don't jog. I walk, but it does eat up a lot of your day. That's the problem. And a lot of you, unlike myself, don't have as much time as I have. I'm pretty free. I'm pretty free right now. I got a lot of time. So, but do yourself a favor. Just go ahead and get yourself ready to do something. Generally, that'll lead to doing at least a little bit of something. Sports news of the day. I wanted to start off with Phoenix Clippers last night. Actually, I probably should start off with Knicks Warriors. I kind of forget. Like, I know a lot of people that still watch the show are centrally located in the Bay Area, but this hopefully will become national because I like talking all kinds of stuff. But I do want to get to the Clippers because they were on last night too against the Suns. I did not see that coming, by the way. I did not see that Phoenix comeback coming. But the Warriors game was, let me look it up. I want to look at this stat real quick because just off the top of my head, the one thing I thought they did really, really well last night was PSG 0, Liverpool 0, in case you're curious. The Champions League. I thought they did a great job of keeping the Knicks out of the paint. Like, I'd be surprised if the Knicks had a ton of points in the paint because it seems like they did a really nice job. Points in the paint, 52-50. So they were right there with them. So, a lot of that's Cat's not there too, right? I mean, Cat wasn't there, so that's huge. But the Warriors playing off back to back, and they're a little banged up as well. I thought that was a gutty game. Like, that was one that you could see yourself losing, and it's not a huge deal if you do. But to find a way to win, Pajemski was really good early when they needed him to be because Steph was a little slow starting and he got it going in the second half. So why am I hearing myself, by the way? Are you listening to me while I'm doing the show? Are you fucking out of yourself? Like, I'm here. I'm live. You watching me on TV? Like, no, I want to watch you twice. You're so good. I want to watch you twice. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, why am I hearing myself? For those that don't know, I hate hearing myself. People are like, do you listen to your shows? No, I don't. I don't listen to this stuff. I never have listened to it. I do not like it. If I'm in the car and I hear myself on the radio, like for a commercial, I immediately turn it off. I do not like listening to myself. Hopefully you're different because if you're not, then what the hell am I doing? But I've already said that. I don't need to hear myself say it again. But it was just a really, really, their best win since they've acquired Butler. And I'm still not to the, can they compete for a championship yet? Let's just put it this way. I'm starting to warm to the idea. I'm not there yet, but I'm starting to warm to the idea the way they're playing. And let's not forget, Kuminga's not even back. Is that going to be a good thing or bad thing? I don't know yet. I don't know how Kuminga's going to fit in. I really don't. Hopefully he'll watch and go, wow, these guys are kicking ass. I just got to fit in. This isn't about them trying to fit in around. It's about me trying to fit in what they're doing. So, and a lot of times you watch the game, it slows down for you like it did for Pajemski. Pajemski early in the season was way too fast. Like the game was like trying to do too much, not making the right reads, right decisions. And then he got a chance to sit down, watch the game, came back. He's been fantastic ever since. The game slowed down for him. And hopefully that will happen for Kuminga, where he's just like, okay, this is where I can fit in. This is where I'm going to be useful. This team's about Steph and Butler and Draymond. And I know it's tricky because he wants a new contract and all that. Trust me on this. If you help him win a championship, you get your money. Guys that help win championships get paid. They just do. Because everyone looks good on a championship team. If you're on a losing team, only a few guys will look good. But if you're on a winner, people will want winners on their team because they know how to win. That's why they'll want you. So you just got to figure this out. It's going to be, because Dallas, unfortunately, is going to be out of it now. Feel terrible for Kyrie. We'll see about Sacramento. See how long Sabonis is going to be out. Powell's been out for the Clippers, which is a huge loss for them. So, now we're just looking at the Warriors saying, wow, dang, maybe they get the 5th seed. Maybe they could sneak up there instead of get the 6th seed. Like they're in the 6th seed, 6th slot right now. Only like 3 behind the Rockets. And I made a joke a few weeks ago. I go, yeah, they have all the tiebreakers against teams where it's not going to matter. Silly me. It might matter. Because if they tie the Rockets, they get the tiebreaker on them. So they're right there. They're in the mix for this. Like they don't lose anymore, and the Lakers don't lose anymore. Like how about this? I looked this up last night. Lakers are 17-3 over the last 20. You know who they've lost to? Sixers, Jazz, Hornets. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Like that's just the NBA. It's just wild. Like you lost 3 times. You lost to 3 of the worst teams in the NBA, which is crazy. But yeah, you look at the stats right there. The Lakers refused to lose. They vaulted up to the 2nd spot. The Warriors are in the 6th hole, and like they're not that far behind the Rockets. So we'll see. And they're doing all this on the road. They're going to come home for 7 straight. We'll see where they are at the end of that stretch. But like how can you not like the way they look right now? Like Butler's brought everything. It almost makes you wonder, like, well, dude, maybe you should have been going after him first. Maybe that should have been your first priority, is going after Butler. Because I saw the same things, they did. Okay, how's he going to fit in? They like to stretch the court. He's not a stretch the court guy. You know what? He's just a get shit done guy. Like he knows how to play and he knows how to get stuff done. And he's everything they weren't. And it's ended up being like beautiful to watch. They weren't a team that got to the free throw line. He does. They weren't a team that got to the rim and scored in the paint. He does. Like they had, they'd like more physical players. He is. Like it's been great. And no one's ever disputed how good Jimmy Butler is. It's when's the sell-by date? When's the expiration date? Like when does he get sick of being there? And when does he say, nah, not my bag anymore? See ya. Minnesota, Chicago, Miami. So that's been the only thing. And then this is something that I guess we all should have thought of when it comes to the Lakers. And, I had my doubts, like, okay, what's going to happen with Luka and LeBron? They both like to handle the ball. What's the other one going to do? Well, the other one handles the ball. Let me say this now, and this will be my stance on it forever. And if I'm wrong on this one, then I'm wrong on this one. Great players figure it out. They just do. Let's not worry about who's going to have the ball. How are they going to fit in? How's this guy going to do that? What are they great players? Yeah, they'll figure it out. That's what great players do. Great players figure stuff out. And that's just what they've been able to do. I mean, you watch them play last night. Both had over 30, both just ripping it up. I mean, I'm watching the Lakers now. They didn't even have Reeves last night. Didn't have Hachimura last night. I'm thinking, oh, boy. Like the Lakers and Warriors right now, because I said the same thing about the Lakers. I did the Warriors. Yeah, they might be able to do something, but, they're not going to win championship. Well, it's going to make my daughter very upset. Very upset. She hates the Lakers. God, she hates the Lakers. I'm like, really? You hate them? She goes, yeah, I do. So I got to get her and I go, the Lakers and Warriors need to play in a playoff series. Then I'll fly my brother up here, who's a massive Laker fan, and Haley, massive Warrior fan. Although Jeff doesn't hate the Warriors. He likes the Warriors too, just because he knows Steve, and obviously he knows me. Well, we're brothers. So he likes the Warriors. Like he'll root for the Warriors if the Lakers aren't in it, but if they are, then not a chance. He's massive Laker honk. But Haley I don't know where it came from. Just like this recent hatred of the Lakers. And I think that sits well with most of you out there. I grew up a Laker fan. I don't hate the Lakers. I don't root for them at all. But you guys know that I grew up a Laker fan. Magic, Worthy, Kareem, Rambus, Green, Scott, Nixon. I mean, all those guys. I mean, I love the Lakers back in the day. But once you get in the league, it didn't seem right to me to play for the Warriors and root for the Lakers. It just didn't seem right. Like I got my checks from the Warriors. It would seem weird, wouldn't it, get a check from one team and root for the other team? So at that point, I stopped rooting for the Lakers. I say, you know what? I can't root for the Lakers anymore. That doesn't seem right. But those two teams right now are, again, I'm not quite with it with the Warriors as far as a championship yet. But I'm like I said, I'm warming to it. I am at that point where I can say the Lakers are a team that can win a championship because they have two great players. And again, they're figuring it out on the fly. And they've had like 2.5 weeks, and they look fantastic. So yeah, I still think it's OKC. I still think and everybody has questions about OKC. Oh, who's their second scorer going to be? what Jay Williams I had last night, like 41 last night. Like Jay Williams really good, right? And I know that stupid light's in the way, but let me. You don't David Copperfield your way to 50-11. It's not like smoking like, hey, whoa, we can't do it in the playoffs, but we'll put together like a 65 win season. Not that they're really good. Trust me, they're really good. They don't turn it over. They turn you over. They have size. They have athleticism. They have speed. They have physicality. And they have a stud, a guy that's going to win the MVP this year more than likely. So, yeah, they are definitely still my top team. And Lakers, Warriors, experience, veterans. I'll take OKC over all comers. Memphis is a team that doesn't get much play for whatever reason. I don't know. I know Ja went down. Jackson went down last game. I think it was last game. But that's a good team too, and that's a really deep team. And they got a lot of attributes that you would really like to get into a playoff series with. So I don't know why they don't get the love. Like if I were to bet on one team to win the championship, I'd take Memphis just because the odds. I don't really want the. I thought about taking the Warriors like a month ago. They're 50-1. I was like 50-1. That seems out of line. That's out of line. I might take a shot with the Warriors at 50-1. I didn't. You know what they are now? Like 19-1. I was like, no. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but God, it'd be nice having a ticket on a team that's 19-1 that says 50-1 on it. That'd be awesome to have that ticket. And so we'll see. I wanted to get into the Suns game last night because the Suns were just brutal. And Stan Van Gundy was lighting them up. Hey, how about a little effort? Like, geez, Stan. But he was right. Like, the effort they were giving was pathetic. And I'm not a Phoenix guy. I don't know what happened there. All I know, and my guy Ogden would like to hear this, but they need more Colin Gillespie. Colin Gillespie in the game. He was incredible last night. Little point guard out of Villanova. That guy was a spark plug. He was just like one of the, look, it hit me last night with them. Like you think with Beal, with Booker, with Durant, great. You don't need that many guys that can do those. That you don't. You need some like role-playing grunt guys that are just like, screw it, man. I'll get in there, I'll fight for that rebound. I'll set that hard pick. I'll make that pass. I'll dive on the floor. Like you need those guys. You don't need, because what does a great scorer do when the other guy has the ball? Usually just stands there. It's like he's not going to be the scrappy guy. He's not used to being the scrappy, hard-nosed guy. And it could have just been a one-game thing. That's a possibility. Basically a one-half thing. But Clippers were kicking their ass. And Phoenix, like they were just dead. Just like, and then all of a sudden, whoop. And then KD went full KD in the fourth quarter. It just lit them up. Like, to me, the greatest score in the history of the NBA, like when it comes to ways you can score, like Kareem gets skyhook, right? Money. LeBron leads the league in scoring all time. Jordan, I mean, incredible score. I mean, obviously. But I think for what you have in the bag at your disposal, I'll take Kevin Durant over anybody that's ever played the game. I get a guy that's 7 feet almost, that could shoot with range, that could put the ball on the ground, that could get to dribble. I mean, get to the rim, cross you over, pull up, hit a mid-range jump shot, get all the way to the rim, dunk on you, post you up, do the Dirk 1-footer, lean, fall away. I mean, he has everything. There's nothing he doesn't have in his bag. Nothing. The only thing you can do with him is what the Celtics did a couple years ago when he was playing for the Nets. Just get physical with him and like bump him and move him around and jostle him. But man, when he gets going, and we saw it here with the Warriors, just give him the ball and say, get a good shot for us. And he does almost every time. He's the ultimate good shot getter. I know a lot of guys that can get shots. They're not necessarily good shots, but he just gets good shots because of his release, how high, how tall he is, his handle. He's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So at the end of the game, if I need one guy to give the ball to and say, go get me something, it'd probably be him. But look, if it's not, you're going to give me Jordan. I'll take him too. I mean, there's about 20 guys you could probably give me. Would I complain with Bird? Nah. Complain with Kobe? Nah, not really. I'd be okay with those guys too. So there's a lot of guys, but I just watched Kevin Durant go, holy cow, this guy is like the ultimate offensive weapon. So a lot of people were talking about the little spat that he had with Budenholzer, Coach Budenholzer last night, where he said, get the fuck off me, and slapped his hand down, and there guy going back and going, man. And KD was explaining it, saying, like, this is what happens. This is what we do. This is our relationship. And I'm here to tell you that this happens it's not that big a deal. It really isn't. I know it's a 24-hour news cycle and everybody needs stuff to talk about, and they're going to try to read meaning into this. It's a game. It's competitive, man. You're getting your asses kicked. You're making a comeback. It just, juices are flowing. This kind of stuff happens a lot. And it's just not a big deal. Like, it's funny when I wake up and I hear people talking about things that didn't even resonate with me. And then I have to go back and look at it and go, oh yeah, that happened. I didn't pay attention to it. It wasn't that big a deal. It just isn't that big a deal. But I don't know where Phoenix is going to be ultimately. 10 seed, maybe 9 seed. And that's, I mean, I'm assuming now, San Antonio out with Wemby being out, Dallas out with Kyrie blowing out his knee, and who knows when AD is going to be back. We'll see Sacramento when they get Sabonis, Clippers, Powell. So I don't know where they're going to be. I know the Warriors are in a really good spot now. I thought they'd have a hard time getting to like 7 or 8, but I think they're going to hold on to that 6th seed, maybe even higher. That's a definite possibility. Couple NFL signings today. Max Crosby, double X Max, signs, I think it was 3 years, 105, 91 guaranteed with the Raiders. So in essence, when you look at NFL contracts, just concern yourself with the guaranteed money. So it's like 3 years, 90 million. I mean, I guess it could be 2 years, but he's getting the 90 million is what he's getting. And so Zach Bond, linebacker for the Eagles, I think it was 3 years, 51, 34 and a half, if I remember correctly, guaranteed. And now they're starting to talk about what's Purdy going to get. The Niners opened up with 45, and just tell me when it's done. Like, I'm just not going to worry about it too much. Like, I love people that get too caught up in all the contract negotiations. Like, oh, the Niners trying to lowball them. Like, no, you're going to offer. They always offer low. They'll counter high, and then you try to come somewhere in the middle. And they still have him under contract, by the way, for another year. Do you want it to get to that point? Not really. You don't want it to be contentious. You just want him to, be happy. You want to be happy. And if he's as good as you think he is, you're going to end up paying more after next year anyway. So you'd like to get this thing done quickly. I know people are saying, oh, he can't be the highest paid quarterback in the league. He could. You know how long that'll last? Until Lamar, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, I mean, any number of quarterbacks sign, then he won't be again. You know who's hoping he signs for $60+ million? Lamar, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. Like, all those guys are like, dude, I hope you kill it. Because if you kill it, that means we're going to kill it. Because we'd love you to reset the market. It'd be a beautiful thing if you reset the market. It doesn't mean, don't fall into this trap of he can't make more than so-and-so can. He's not as good as that guy. Well, no, that's not the way it works. When did you sign the contract? What did the market dictate at that time? That's what you're going to get paid. Like, if you're an upper echelon quarterback. Remember, Jimmy Garoppolo was the highest paid quarterback in the game for a couple months. Highest paid quarterback. People were like, are you kidding me? Jimmy Garoppolo, the highest paid. And remember, like 2 or 3 years later, he was like middle of the pack, I think lower middle of the pack. So it's just not a huge deal to me. It really isn't. I I still think they'll get it done. I know Shanahan loves him, and I can't imagine him being anywhere else. And as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of his. I'm not saying I'm right, but I know people are saying, "Oh, really? You would have him fifth?" And I said, "Well, if you didn't count Stafford, Stafford's older, so I didn't really include him in the group of guys going forward. But yeah, I mean, if you ask me, Lamar, Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Stafford, and then I'd take Goff. Again, I would take Goff over Love. I would take Goff over Hurts. I would take Goff over Herbert. I would take Goff or Purdy, excuse me. Purdy over Goff, Purdy over Love, Purdy over Herbert, Purdy over Hurts, Lawrence, Stroud, all those guys. And if you want to take the other guy, that's cool. I'm fine with that. But I'm just saying that's me. I just like the way he plays. I like the processing. I like the accuracy. I like the fact that he can move. Like he's a guy that moves around a little bit, can scramble a little bit, and make some plays happen. He has some moxie, got some toughness. I just like him, and I like the fact that seven round picks are always going to have that chip on their shoulder. So I do dig that. So here's the I was one of the reasons I was a little bit. No, I don't need a loan. How can people keep calling me like I got a loan for you? It's already been pre-approved. Thank you. And they never tell you where they're from, do they? Just want to let you know your loan approval's here. It just showed up on my desk yesterday. I'm just calling you to let you know. $150K. It's yours if you want it. It's right here. Just give me a call. They don't even say where they're from. Like, who would call you? Like, hey, I have $150,000 here for you. Like, who are you? The cartel? Like, do you have does your bank have a name? Does your institution have a name? Or the ones that think they trick you by like the message got cut off right before they're about to start, and then it comes up. Bill with this is Bill with I called you earlier today. No, you didn't. No name Bill called me. Nobody from your whatever your institution said. No, you didn't call me. But man, I get these all the time now. I don't know what the hell's going on. But so earlier today, I told you it was a hard time getting out of bed. You just kind of get going. And then I had to figure out what I wanted to do for dinner tonight. And I was going to do like chicken and dumplings. I haven't had dumplings in forever. I love chicken and dumplings. My mom used to make dumplings. I haven't made them. I was going to make dumplings, and then Lori had a request. And guys, let me help you out with this. When your wife requests a meal, just do it. Don't go, yeah, no. Just go, yeah, perfect. Sounds good. And like I wanted to cook it anyway, so I was kind of pumped, but I got to go to the store to get the stuff. I'm gonna go for the shepherd's pie tonight. Except I'm gonna go with Wagyu beef instead of the lamb. And I ordered it from a company called Casey Cattle Company. Has anybody heard of this place? Casey Cattle Company. It's owned by veterans. So I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a good deal. Right, get some meat, take care of the vets. And then you start thinking, I don't know if anybody has the same thoughts I do. Because I don't know if I'm distrustful. I watched a show last night on Netflix about this girl who said she had brain cancer, and then Allie or Abby, I forget what her name was, down in Australia, had a cookbook, was on Apple Watch. Like, I guess she was pre-installed on Apple Watch. Like, she was a huge deal down in Australia. And then come to find out, shocker, didn't have brain cancer, didn't have any cancer. And as you might imagine, people not thrilled with her. But no, I wonder, like, what if these guys aren't vets? What if they are the cartel? I'm like buying Wagyu beef from the cartel. But I have no idea. I could check it out. I doubt I am, but it's the same thought, and it's really good meat, by the way, so I do like it. But it's the same thing when I go to the store. When I buy or get free range eggs, I get free range eggs because it makes me feel good. Like, oh, cool. Chickens get to cruise around. They're out there like having a good time, like, and it's cool. You walk around the yard, get some seed out there, and you're just pecking up your seed, and you're like, to be stuck in a chicken coop, right? You get out there and stretch your legs out and do your thing, whatever chickens do. But how do I know? Where's the chicken police? Are the chicken police there? Are they like it is? Do I know that they're free range chickens? And if they're free range for like 4 minutes a day, is that technically free range chickens? Like, how do I know my chickens are actually just cruising around having a good time? How do I know that? I don't. And I don't need to because it makes me feel good. And that's all that matters. So I have a feeling a lot of you are like me, like you don't really give a shit about the chickens. You're just like, this is about me and I feel good doing it. I feel good. I'm getting free range chickens and I feel better than that company that doesn't have the free range chickens. And then like the organic stuff. Like I buy organic. Sometimes I'll buy organic. I'm like, what's it like? What I have a feel like I just feel like people just slap organic on stuff and we pay an extra 75 cents for it. And I don't even know why I do that. Like, how good could fucking organic broccoli be? And what do they do? I don't know. Do they talk to it while it's growing? Do they, I don't know, water it with soft water? I don't know. I don't know what are like. I don't know. I just know I just know I'm being taken advantage of somehow. Somehow, somewhere, someone's taking advantage of me. I'm not sure, but I feel good. I feel good, right? Like I like my cows to be able to walk around. Uh, I want them to walk around, eat the grass, just chill, do what they do before they get Anton Shakured with that little thing that thing that they get hit and it's lights out. It's over, and the next thing you know, you're at KC Cattle Company and you're coming my way. But I want you to be out there. I want you to be cruising. So, and that's what I want out of my chickens. Hey, do we have that picture? That I wanted to bring this up before I forget about it. We talked about this. This is when I went on. So I went for a walk probably a month ago. We had a storm. We had that big storm here, and it must have been a huge storm surge because you can see to the right there's all kinds of debris, and the water was up way higher than I'd ever seen it. And I've lived here 20, 26, 27 years now. It never been up that high. And the debris was like enormous. Like it just everywhere. I could reach and touch the water. And usually the water is like 10 feet away, 20 feet away. It's over rocks. You got to walk down the rocks to get to the water. This water was like up over the rocks and almost to the grass right there. So I'm walking and I look, and as you can see, there's a cane there. And it's placed. My initial reaction was, well, maybe the storm brought it up here. Well, the water never got that high. And that would be convenient for the cane to be just leaning against the bench. So I started thinking, how does a cane get to the bench on its own? Look, I don't have answers for you. If you guys have any answers, I'd love to hear them, because presumably the cane had a person attached to it, right? That's what canes are for. People who, have bad wheels, maybe scoliosis, possibly. I don't know. I don't know what you have, but you need the cane to walk. So if you need the cane to walk, why'd you leave the cane on the bench? Did the water get him? Did the water get swept away? Did the water sweep the person away? Did he drown? Is he gone? Poof. Okay. Did he get kidnapped? Did someone just, put the bag over his head and take him away and left the cane there? Did somebody steal the cane, bring it to that spot, and leave it there? Gandalf stick. You shall not pass. but the cane shouldn't be there. The cane should not be. The cane should always have a person attached to it. Always. Unless the person learned to walk while he was there. Like, it's a miracle. And then he just gets up and walks away and leaves the cane. So those are the options I've come up with. I don't know. Does anybody have anything they can add? Because I came up with the swept away. Ocean took him away. He's dead. He's gone. See ya. He got kidnapped. He learned to walk. Somebody stole his cane and left it there. I don't know. Is there anything else? Like, how does a cane end up without a person out by the water? How? I don't know. So again, if you have any idea how said cane could be chilling by itself on the bench, I don't know. I do not know. So look, we'll probably in about 5 minutes or so, or 10 minutes, we'll take some questions and beat it the hell out of here. Because again, I got shepherd's pie to make, bitches, and I am going to do that. Today is, we may do this on occasion, but Ogden told me today, and I hate this stuff. Today is National Absinthe Day, National Cheese Doodle Day, and National Multiple Personality Day. That must be fun for the person that has national multiple personalities. You could like celebrate it 8 times in a day. And if I could do voices, if I was Frank Caliendo, I could have a bit ready for you, but I'm not. We'll get Frank on one of these days. I love Frank. He's just so talented, so hilarious, and we'll get him on. They should have had him on today for National Multiple Personality Day. And it's just crazy to me that this whole national day calendar, what a racket this is, right? What a racket this is. Like, who comes up with this crap? Like, it used to be okay when it was just like a day here or there, but now it's just a day for stupid stuff. And there was like 8 stupid things in one day. Like, who comes up with it? Like, how about National, let me just make something up for you. How about National Coral Day? How about National Grout Day? How about National Gout Day, where you can celebrate gout? How about National Dog Shit on the Bottom of Your Sneaker Day? Like, that's a fun one to me. How about National Kitty Litter Day? How about National Clumping Kitty Litter Day? How about National Constipation Day? How about National Gravel Enema Day? For those of you that are sick out there. How about National I Slipped and Fell in My Shower and Cracked My Skull Day? Not a fun day, but it still could be a day nonetheless, because I'm sure somebody somewhere out there today is remembering a year or 2 years or 3 years ago where they slipped and cracked their head in their shower. It's possible. National Marble Day. I could go on and on and on and on. You're just like making up stuff. You're just like making up days. Like, I don't know. Like, who comes up with National Absinthe Day? Like, what? Seriously. I just made up National Silly Putty Day, National Slinky Day, National I Scared My Sister Day, National I don't know. So I've said that, like, you make up all the days you want. And I had a funny bit with this a while ago, but I lost it. But it hinged on the fact that there were just multiple days, way too many days, and they're all made up days or like dumb days. But every once in a while, they hit on something, right? They hit on something. You're like, oh, that's cool. So it was National Take Your Mom to Lunch Day. I go, that's a cool day. I mean, you shouldn't need a day to take your mom to lunch, but if you do, then take your damn mom to lunch. It's been too long. Like, I'd love to live closer to my mom. and take her to lunch a couple times a week. So I was like, okay, that's a good day. That's a good day. There's nothing wrong with that day. I like that day. Just a reminder, take your mom to lunch. But on that day as well was National Braless Day. And that's just not a chance I'm willing to take. Like, I think I'm safe, but I'm not taking my mom to lunch on National Braless Day. That's the last thing I need to see is my mom clapping at me as she's walking up toward me. Like, I just, no. Like I love you, but we're good. I'll take you tomorrow. I'm going to take you to lunch tomorrow. And look, I'm all for both of the days. Like, you want to set them free and just like let them like go do your thing. And I'm totally fine with that. You deserve that. Can't imagine wearing a bra every single day. Gads, like that's brutal. You gotta go wear that thing. No. So if you want to like unhinge, bop, boom, you're good. Go. But no, not in conjunction with National Take Your Mom to Lunch Day. So you got to be careful. And that was the whole bit. I just had days you shouldn't put together. And it was it was kind of a dumb bit. It was like, okay, let's do the I don't know, carnivore and herbivore, or just anything that was opposite one another, right? You wouldn't put together, or things that just don't go together, you wouldn't put together. So there you go. National Absinthe Day. Who would have thought? Wow. All right, let's take a few questions. We're going to get on out of here. I told you we'd keep it short. Ray Ratto is going to be with me. That'll be a longer show, I'm sure. On Friday, we'll be back in the backyard. It's supposed to be a nice day, 61. So we'll have a couple beverages and we'll just chat. And Ray's one of my favorites. It's one of the smartest people I've ever known, well-versed on not just sports, but everything. So we'll talk to Ray and have a good time and sit out in the backyard, just kind of screw around for a couple hours. But let's go ahead and take a few questions, because if you get in the way of me and my shepherd's pie, you don't want to be that person. You do not want to be that person, because I made that shepherd's pie last time and I was not a donkey. It was Gordon Ramsay's recipe. It's very, very tasty. So, all right. What do we have going today? What questions do we have?
First one, is there ever been a celebrity where you've been excited to meet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was on the show a couple months ago. I met Ice Cube. Ice Cube was super cool. I'd heard he was cool. He's a really cool dude. I liked him just because I listened to NWA. Not a lot, but I listened to NWA when I was younger. He's from LA, a huge Laker fan. He's from Compton, actually. Not a huge Compton fan. Huge Laker fan. Compton, not so much. I had a delivery in Compton one time. I was like, all right, I quit. That was not, no, Compton's not a place you just want to be cruising around. But yeah, I was a big fan of him, of the band, of his solo act, and that was pretty cool. That was athletes. Because I was an athlete. It's really not a huge deal. But there are certain people that I look at and go, that's pretty cool to meet that person. And Ice Cube was definitely one of them.
Alrighty. Let's see. Is Tom hitting on 12 with a dealer showing a face card?
Yeah, pretty much every time. Pretty much every time. I'll hit. I mean, with a face card showing. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it backward. Yeah, of course. I mean, I hit it at 16 or lower. I'm hitting. I mean, 17 is the worst hand because you got to stay. You can't hit it. But yeah, 16, I'm always hitting. I don't play the hunches like, oh, I'm going to stay here, because you just got to play the percentages and hope they work out for you. But yeah, with the face card showing 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, yeah, anything below 16, I'm hitting all the time, every time, all the time. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, always.
The one is Reagan have a beverage Friday.
Oh yeah, I hope a beverage. Absolutely. I don't know if it'll be a beer or wine. I mean, he may bring his own wine. That's a possibility. I maybe I'll get him some wine, but that's the one thing I don't have. I probably should get some wine just for some guests, like a nice little glass of wine. because like not everybody likes beer as much as I do. So I could pour him a nice glass of wine. I don't know if I have a goblet around here. I like the term goblet more than and the look of a goblet more than actually using it to drink, but goblet's pretty cool. So yeah, I should probably get some wine. I don't know anything about wine though, or anything about good wine. I just go $20, gotta be pretty good. I don't know. $8, probably not very good. All I know is don't go Thunderbird or Mad Dog. Like that's not real wine. I did have that. That's oof, yeah. So I won't get that. But yes, Ray will have. I think he will. I'm planning on him having one. That's kind of part of the deal. You come back here, sit in the backyard, and have a cocktail. So that's what we're hoping for.
Does Tom have a golf handicap?
Yeah, my clubs. That's my golf handicap. I'm not very good. The lowest I got down to is probably like maybe an 11, maybe. And right now I'm probably like a 15. I just, as I like to say, I'm garbage, none but garbage. What I am. But I have a good time. I just haven't golfed in a while. Maybe during the summer I'll get down again. But I don't like golf when it's cold. Golf to me is shorts, t-shirt, sun, beer. Like one beer aside, but it's warm and it's sunny. Because I'm gonna wear shorts regardless. So I don't want it to be cold. I got a vest that I wear if it's cold, but I don't wear like long sleeve shirt or anything like that. So I just yeah, probably 15, I would say right about now. 14, 15, not very good. Not very good. Not very good at all.
This one might be tough. Tom, if you could have one beer for the rest of life, what would it be?
I'd kill myself. No, I would. I'd get a pot of water and stick my head in it and never come up. And that's what I would do. I mean, I can't even answer that. Can't even answer that. I guess Tiny Dankster if I had to. Pale ales are my favorite beers. And I love Tiny Dankster from Cellar Maker. So maybe, but I don't even know, man. That would be tough. Would I like a lager or pilsner? Maybe if it's only going to be one beer the rest of your life, because sometimes you just want a beer. You don't want all the hops. You just want a beer, and a beer is a lager or pilsner. Like so, I could go that too, but it's got to be a good one. But boy, man, that's a rough question. That's a rough one. There's so many different styles and so many beers in those styles that I like, and they all have different tastes to them. So yeah, that would really suck. That would.
I know it's gonna be fun. All right. What concerts did you sneak into at the Oakland Coliseum?
Aha. What concerts did I sneak into at the Oakland Coliseum? So when I played for the Warriors, we used to be able to get into concerts, and we'd go in and work out, take a shower, and then just kind of kick back in the locker room, and then walk out to see the show. We saw U2 when they were there. We saw Rush, Heart. Who else was there? I can't think of anybody else. Those were the three that I remember for sure. I know there was a couple others. But I think Heart, Rush, U2 were the ones I remember sneaking into. And again, we just drive in. Oh, we did go to one of my favorite stories of all time was when me, Chris Mullen, and Marcus Johnson's kid went to the WWE event, and it was we went there. Under the Giant was there, the Bushwhackers were there, and Mully almost got in a fight with Bobby the Brain Heenan backstage because they were mad. We were back there, and we were leaving. That's where we're leaving. We're going to go to the locker room first, and we're going to leave. But they were taking over the arena, and it was the Bushwhackers were there, and Heenan was there, and he was like, "What are you guys doing back here?" And Mully goes, "This is where I fucking work. What do you care?" And then Heenan's getting on him. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I go, Mully, we're gonna be fighting the Bushwhackers. We're gonna get our asses kicked. What are you doing? We're gonna get stomped out. They're gonna be like, "Whoa, the Bushwhackers." So I remember that, and I remember Under the Giant walking to the stage, And he's walking to the stage, Andre, massive man. He had the unitard on. And I remember going, dude, God, look at Andre. Somebody spit on him. He had a loogie on the back of his unitard. He got into the ring. He got into the ring, and I was like, "That's so disrespectful, man." Somebody didn't just spit on Andre. They went, they got hawked up a loogie on him. I was like, oh, "Come on, man! That's one of the 8 wonders of the world right there. How dare you? How dare you disrespect Andre the Giant?" R.I.P. He was Hogan. I love Andre. Anyway, what else? Last one.
Favorite and worst road city that you played?
Favorite and worst road cities. I mean, LA was the best. It wasn't the best because of the town, because LA was kind of back then. They've built it up quite a bit since then, but my family was there. I got to play in the Forum. I love playing in the Forum. Boston was cool. I did enjoy Boston, even though the Garden was, it was so much history there, and I love playing in the Garden, but it was a pain in the ass. Mostly because the Celtics are really good. But worst, Chicago, fun city. I like that quite a bit. Worst cities? Huh. Oh, Seattle was cool too. Seattle needs to get a team back. Seattle was kick-ass. They were right downtown, Fish Market, all that. They had good beer too, back before beer was widely available. Like good beer, they were good. And I wish I would have went to some concerts while I was playing too, because I had a couple opportunities and I never did. But Seattle was super cool. I did like Seattle. I don't know the worst ones. Like I don't know, Dallas kind of was Houston, I didn't really love Houston or Dallas. They weren't great. Detroit, I never really went out. Indiana, I don't really remember much about Indiana. I didn't love Atlanta, except for when we went to Atlanta, we went to a shoe place called Friedman's. All the NBA guys got their shoes there. And we'd go, they get a bus. And everybody on the team that wanted to get shoes would go get shoes. And I remember Manute getting a pair of size 22 alligator shoes. And I thought to myself, what did you do? Just chop the head and the tail off? And the rest of it's your shoe? Like size 22? Are you kidding me? Lou, what are you doing? Can you settle down? This is a question portion of the show, okay? I mean, talk about being disrespectful. What do you think? Do you think maybe you can have some respect for the people that are watching? And stop licking yourself. That's just gross. All right. Lou says that's going to do it. Lou's like, that's it. All right. So we're going to be off tomorrow. Friday, we'll be back. Ray Rado's coming over. We'll be in the backyard again, just chilling, having a cocktail, enjoying. We might do some questions then, too. So I'd like to do this at the end of every show. Just take a few questions, little fan interaction. Maybe we'll do that. And Ray will be hilarious. We'll get Ray to answer some questions as well while we're sitting back there. So Friday, what time are we going to do Friday? 1, 2, somewhere around there? Okay, let's call it between 1 and 2. We'll do it. Hopefully Gardner comes before that. So I don't gotta worry. I don't gotta do this show thinking and having that kind of dreadful feeling like, oh, when's the gardener coming? Although I do need the gardener to actually mow the yard. I lost in translation last week. He didn't mow the yard. I go back there. I was like, where'd the bunny? Oh, bunny's actually in the yard. I just can't see her. So anyway, all right. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy. And we'll be back with you on Friday, 1-ish, between 1 and 2. All right. Have a good night, everybody. See you.